The 2018-19 athletic season has been filled with the exhilaration of victory by record-setting performances and postseason upsets. Let's take a stroll down memory lane as we look back on the events which are now part of the rich history of one of America's premier athletic conferences, the MEAC. There was no better way to kick off the 2018-19 MEAC championship season than with a women's cross-country championship that was decided by a mere 1 point. Martha Bissa of Norfolk State was named the outstanding performer after defending her individual crown with a time of 18:02.31 on the soggy, chilly course at the Delaware State Outreach and Research Center in Smyrna, Delaware on October 27th. But Florida A&M managed to place 4 runners in the top 15, enough to give the Lady Rattlers an unprecedented 7th straight MEAC championship. FAMU's Dr. Darlene Moore was named the season's outstanding coach. While Florida A&M made its mark by winning a 7th straight MEAC women's title, North Carolina A&T State would go on to capture its first MEAC men's cross-country championship in more than 3 decades. The path for the Aggies was a little less strenuous, as the Aggies cruised to the 2018 crown with 51 points. The Aggies placed 5 runners in the top 20, and their coach, Dwayne Ross, was tabbed the outstanding coach. Bethune-Cookman's Carlin Berryhill was named the outstanding performer in the men's race. Burr Gymnasium on Howard's campus in the nation's capital was the setting for the 2018 MEAC Volleyball Championship on November 18th. It was also the setting where the host team set out on a mission to win a 4th straight conference crown. The Bison swept North Carolina A&T State in the title match 3-0 behind the hot play of Tamia Dockery, Kira Porter, and Jernee Tipton, who all made the all-tournament team. Porter was named the tournament's outstanding performer, while Howard's coach, Sean Kupferberg, was tabbed the outstanding coach. With Howard's victory came the MEAC's automatic berth in the NCAA tournament, where they faced perennial power Penn State for the 3rd year in a row in University Park, Pennsylvania. The Nittany Lions eliminated Howard in the first round 3-0. Defending MEAC champion North Carolina A&T State kicked off the 2018 season with consecutive big victories over Jacksonville State 20-17, East Carolina 28-23, and Gardner-Webb 45-6, but then fell to winless Morgan State in Week 4 16-13. Although that game didn't count in the MEAC standings, it did sound alarms for the Aggie faithful and preseason prognosticators who thought that perhaps the defending MEAC and Celebration Bowl champions were setting themselves up to be dethroned under new head coach Sam Washington once they did get into conference play. The Aggies didn't listen to any of that. They would go on to win 6 of their next 7 regular season games, the lone MEAC loss being a 1-point defeat to Florida A&M 22-21 at midseason. The Aggies did indeed defend their MEAC title for a 4th straight year, and with a 24-22 victory over SWAC champ Alcorn State in Atlanta on December 15th, they became the champions of the Air Force Celebration Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 years. North Carolina A&T finished the season ranked 11th in the final NCAA FCS poll with a 10-2 record. The Aggies claimed the National Black College Championship for the 2nd straight year and 3rd time in 4 years. Rookie head coach Sam Washington was tabbed the MEAC Coach of the Year, while Howard quarterback Kalen Newton was named the Offensive Player of the Year, and North Carolina A&T's Daryl Johnson the Defensive Player of the Year. Other top postseason honors went to Howard's Dedrick Parson, the Rookie of the Year, and North Carolina A&T's Micah Shaw, the Offensive Lineman of the Year. Three-peat. That's what both the men's and women's indoor track and field teams from North Carolina A&T State did at the 2019 MEAC Indoor Track and Field Championships in Landover, Maryland on February 23rd at the Prince George's Sports and Learning Complex. With dual victories, A&T became the first MEAC program ever to sweep the men's and women's indoor titles 3 years in a row. The A&T women's team racked up 174 points to claim their third straight crown. Kayla White, the world leader in the 200 meters, paced the Aggies and was named the meet's most outstanding runner. Her coach, Dwayne Ross, was again named most outstanding coach. Monet Nichols of Bethune-Cookman was named the outstanding field performer. A&T's White would go on to later finish first in the 200 meters at the NCAA Indoor Track Championships with a time of 22.62, another world best, and she finished second in the 60-meter hurdles. She was named the NCAA Women's Indoor Track Athlete of the Year. In the men's competition at the MEAC Championships, the North Carolina A&T Aggies were 50 points better than rival Bethune-Cookman, winning their third consecutive MEAC men's indoor track and field title with a meet record 191 points. With his team's victory, head coach Dwayne Ross walked away with the most outstanding coach hardware, just as he did with his women's team. Freshman Reagan Kimbai of North Carolina A&T, who won 3 gold medals in the championship meet, took home outstanding runner honors. Outstanding field performer honors ended in a 3-way tie between A&T's Aaron Wilkerson and BCU's Jeremiah Peters and Jaquan Evans. In the postseason, neither of the regular season champions were able to earn the league's automatic berths to the NCAA tournament, as both North Carolina A&T State and Norfolk State were denied MEAC tournament championships. Bethune-Cookman, the number 3 seed in the MEAC tournament, captured the women's tournament crown by defeating number 4 Norfolk State in the title game 57-45. Coach Vanessa Blair-Lewis received the tournament's Most Outstanding Coach award, while guard Angel Golden was named the Most Outstanding Player. The Lady Wildcats went on to face Notre Dame in the first round of the NCAA tournament in South Bend, Indiana, losing that game by a final score of 92-50. Women's regular season champion North Carolina A&T earned an automatic berth to the WNIT, where it fell to James Madison 48-37 on March 22nd in Harrisonburg, Virginia. The top regular season honor for the women went to Najee Pollard of Delaware State, who was voted the MEAC Player of the Year, while Chance Graham of Coppin State was tabbed the Defensive Player of the Year, and Mycia Jones of Savannah State the Rookie of the Year. Coach of the Year honors were won by Fred Batchelor of Maryland Eastern Shore. North Carolina Central, seeded number 3 in the MEAC men's tournament, defeated regular season champion and top seed Norfolk State in the championship game 50-47, earning an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year. Rashawn Davis received the tournament's Most Outstanding Player of the award, while head coach Lavelle Moten was named the Most Outstanding Coach. The Eagles fell to North Dakota State in the opening round of action of the NCAA tournament in Dayton, Ohio by just 4 points, 78-74. Regular season champs Norfolk State stunned Alabama in the opening round of the men's NIT in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 80-79. The Spartans then lost to Colorado in the next round of the NIT in Boulder, Colorado, 76-60. The top regular season honor for the men went to R.J. Cole of Howard, who was voted the MEAC Player of the Year, while Quattrell Pope of Bethune-Cookman was tabbed the Defensive Player of the Year, and M.J. Randolph of Florida A&M the Rookie of the Year. Norfolk State's Rob Jones won Coach of the Year for the men. The battle for the 2019 MEAC Bowling Championship went down to the wire, literally, as Powers Maryland Eastern Shore and North Carolina A&T weaved their respective ways to a battle of Armageddon and the title matchup for the conference crown of the AMF Lanes in Chesapeake, Virginia. The Lady Hawks and Aggies went back and forth in their quest for the 2019 championship, when Maryland Eastern Shore's Chloe Skorzinski connected on strikes in her final 2 attempts to give her team a 4-3 victory over the Aggies, their 10th MEAC championship overall. For her heroics, Skorzinski was tabbed the Most Outstanding Performer of the tournament, while her coach, Kayla Bandy, was named the Outstanding Coach. The Lady Hawks would go on to earn the MEAC's automatic berth in the NCAA National Bowling Championship. In women's tennis, number 1 South seed South Carolina State defeated number 4 South seed Bethune-Cookman, claiming its second title in 3 years and its 14th crown overall. Zainab Bendahu of South Carolina State was named the outstanding performer of the women's tournament, while her head coach Hardeep Judge was named the outstanding coach. The MEAC men's tournament saw perennial titleist South Carolina State face Morgan State. In the title match, it was the Bears of Morgan State claiming the title, picking up their very first championship with a 4-2 win over the Bulldogs. The Outstanding Performer award in the men's championship went to Morgan State's Nahit Rawal, while the Outstanding Coach award went to Matthew Towns. They miss you, head coach. For Associate MEAC member Augusta University, it was 5 in a row as the Jaguars have now captured the conference's men's golf championship for each of the past 5 years that it's been associated with the MEAC. Contested at Crosswinds Golf Club in Savannah, Georgia, and hosted by Savannah State University, Augusta finished the 2-day, 3-round championship event with a score of 842, 22 under par. Its winning of the title earned the Jaguars a berth in the NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championship. Alex Van Wyk of Augusta was named the Outstanding Performer of the championship after shooting a 7 under 209 for the tourney. Augusta's coach, Jack O'Keefe, was named the Outstanding Coach of the championship. The Irvin Bell Track on the campus of North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina, was the site of the 2019 MEAC Outdoor Track and Field Championships on May 2nd through 4th, where the host Aggies were on a mission to add to their recent dominance in the sport. In the women's competition, the Aggies were in a distant 3rd place entering the final day of competition, but the Aggies rose to the occasion, racking up 7 gold medals in the final day and scored enough points to win their second outdoor title in 3 years. North Carolina A&T's Kayla White was the star of the show again, earning Most Outstanding Runner honors after winning gold in the 100 meters and 200 meters for the second year in a row. Her 10.96 time in the 100 was the top time in the NCAA in 2019 and 5th best collegiate time in history. Her 22.52 time in the 200 was also the top collegiate time of 2019. Florida A&M's Taylor Gorham was named the Outstanding Field Performer for the women. A&T's Dwayne Ross was the Women's Championship Outstanding Coach. In the 2019 MEAC Men's Outdoor Track and Field Championship, the North Carolina A&T Aggies managed to capture their 3rd consecutive championship. With their win, the male Aggies swept the season, winning the MEAC titles in cross-country, indoor track and field, and outdoor track and field. The Aggies cruised to the MEAC title by winning 8 gold medals on Championship Saturday alone. For the meet, North Carolina A&T's head coach, Dwayne Ross, was named the Outstanding Coach, while top individual accolades went to the student athletes from other schools. BCU's Jeremiah Peters won Outstanding Field Performer honors, while BCU's Carlin Berryhill and Norfolk State's Evan Shiriot were named the co-outstanding runners. The Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman captured the 2019 MEAC Softball Championship at the Ormond Beach Sports Complex in Ormond Beach, Florida on May 11, 2019, defeating rival Florida A&M in the second game of the championship round, 11-5. The FAMU Rattlers had forced a second game by defeating BCU 1-0 in the first game on Championship Saturday, but they could not prevent the host Wildcats from winning their second straight MEAC softball crown and their 9th overall. For the tournament, BCU's Sasha Killings was named the Most Outstanding Performer, while the Wildcats head coach Laura Watton was named the Most Outstanding Coach. During the regular season, Damali Young of Morgan State was tabbed the MEAC Player of the Year, while Howard's Kalita Dennis was named the Rookie of the Year, and BCU's Alexis Bermudez the Pitcher of the Year. James Inzana of Norfolk State was voted Coach of the Year. At Jackie Robinson Ballpark in Daytona Beach, Florida on May 18, 2019, Florida A&M's motto of grind to greatness resonated as the Rattlers surged back from a deficit of 5 runs in one elimination game and being down to the final pitch in another, beating Norfolk State 5-4 and 8-1 to win the 2019 MEAC Baseball Championship. Casey Reese of FAMU was selected Most Outstanding Performer, while FAMU's head coach, Jamie Shoup, was named the Most Outstanding Coach. During the regular season, Corey Joyce of North Carolina Central was tabbed MEAC Player of the Year, while Delaware State's Garrett Lawson was named the Pitcher of the Year, and North Carolina Central's Ryan Miller the Rookie of the Year. Norfolk State's head coach, Keith Shoemake, was selected the MEAC Coach of the Year. The 2018-19 athletic season has been filled with the exhilaration of victory by record-setting performances and postseason upsets. As the school year now nears its end, no end is in sight for the festive memories which will live on in the minds of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference's student-athletes, coaches, administrators, staffs, and fans for decades yet to come. Commissioner Dennis C. Thomas would like to thank the MEAC's 13 outstanding academic institutions for their support, hard work, and leadership towards another successful year. The Council of Chief Executive Officers, the MEAC Delegate Assembly, Athletic Directors, Senior Women Administrators, Faculty Athletic Representatives, have all played a major role in the success of our great conference. While the MEAC staff works extremely hard to keep the conference moving forward. The MEAC would also like to thank its corporate partners, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, educating student athletes for the game of life.